I just feel like there has to be a record of what's going on. Not that anyone's going to see this. It's like I started off with just I just want to have some videos around for my kids to kind of see who I am. Crazy bastard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what your thought of me is, but know that I loved you. Holy cow. Whoo. It's December 4th, 2023. I just saw an article about 10 minutes ago that Republicans have called for a close down of travel with China because of white lung. And, like, all I'm going to say, like, number one, what's happening is batshit crazy. Like there's this dude. He's bald. He's got glasses. He's got a bow tie, and man, does he bring receipts? And he's talking about some crazy shit. But and then about COVID, and then he shows the patent for COVID, and he's doing all this shit, and there are all these doctors that are coming out and whistleblowers and everything, and I don't I don't know if it's just a matter of there's so much that people are just like, whoa, what's going on? Um, but this was started on purpose. This is a man-made thing, and I know not everyone believes that, but if you don't think it's man-made, you're just going against science 100%. But as far as it being done on purpose, that would be a matter of opinion. But the more and more that comes out, you're like, you have no choice but to go on the side of this is being done on purpose. Like, holy cow. So, and here's the thing, man. Like, in regards to this second one, like, I don't know what it is. Is it man-made again? Like, none of this, none of it is acceptable. What they did with COVID, not acceptable at all. Like a lot of people, they don't really realize what just happened, and how much was changed. Uh, the rights people gave up and they didn't even know about it, and now the next time it's just like it's serious. It's serious, you know, and how they're gonna try to move it from COVID to lockdowns of climate change and all these things, and it's like, you know, none of the science supports any of it, and they're just using it, and it's just here's the problem. People like me know it, and there are a lot of people like me, but not nearly enough. There are still too many people who just they're still voting Democrat. They have little kids, and it's like, you're voting against your kids, literally, when you vote Democrat. Now, that wasn't always the way. It was big government versus small government. And now it's just it's like, who do you vote for? It's like, the Republicans are bought and paid for, but at least they're not trying to kill the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the fabric of reality. That's what Democrats are doing right now. They are literally trying to chop away the fabric of reality. Like, I know what a woman is. Okay? There's a reason why you call someone a trans woman. And that shit's been around since I've been born. Like, no one cares. David Bowie did it for a little while. Uh, the lead singer from Soft Cell in the 80s, he fully dressed up as a woman. No one cared. Like, you know? Like, like back in the day, you know, like if transvestites showed up to your bar, which probably wouldn't never happen, but I'm partying with those people. I mean, that's a good time. But you know, not once would I ever think that these are biological women and they can breastfeed and that's just like that's a level that I don't want to participate in. Because that means that I have to go from reality to whatever make believe land that is, and I will never ever do that. And just to be polite, you know, I'm not. My politeness is not doing it, and just saying, look, come on, okay, you have a right to live however you want to live, but that doesn't include forcing me to partake in your illusions. That was not my intent of this video. It's just a. I wonder at people's reaction because if this virus hits us, is it going to be worse than COVID? COVID was man-made. It was made up. Like, what are people going to do? I'm not following anything. I'm not locking down. I'm not masking up. I'm not doing anything these tyrants want you to do. And can you just think about that? Is it? We've had one pandemic in 100 years, Spanish flu, 1919, and they're even questioning that as a pandemic now, and finding out that most people died from other things. Like, I'm not an expert on the Spanish flu. I'm just saying that's what I heard. I don't know that it's true. But can you imagine them releasing another one on people? Like it's so it's so weird because I was going to Super Future Fitness the other day and I noticed some chemtrails in the sky, and our sky's usually pretty good. But I follow accounts that just literally show videos of planes in the sky and putting out these long ass chemtrails, and you know, you know, I don't get much feedback from Facebook anymore just because I've been banned, like as much as you can be banned without being kicked off, I guess. But it's like there must be a few people who just, you know, they are a glutton for punishment, and they want to follow me no matter what. But you know, I had one dude like arguing with me about chemtrails, and I'm just like, dude, just picture your childhood and picture now, and follow these accounts. You know, it's like just because it's not happening exactly in your neck of the woods. I mean, just to dismiss something with your own eyes is quite the hell of a trick. And by the way, the I think it's in Texas. They're something to do with making chemtrails legal. You know, or like they're just recognizing the obvious. Like there's something happening. Um, I don't know what it is. I didn't vote for it, but it's definitely not normal. It's not plain vapor. You know, like people will say that, and it's just like, how do you haven't heard the rebuttal to that? Like that's not how particulates in jets work. It long story short, the pollutant goes out freezes, you see it, and then dissipates within 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the latest. And these things are in the sky for hours, you know. And it's like, it's like I don't even want to debate people who don't acknowledge that, and who are on the side of, yeah, sure, put on your tinfoil hat. It's like, dude, it's the same thing as driving and seeing a red light at a stop sign. Like, it either fucking exists or it doesn't. There's maybe that's why I'm so black and white nowadays. It's because it's either right or it's wrong. Now there are certain things where there's gray, and especially when you're talking about people and relationships and stuff like that. Yes, but chemtrails, they are happening. Like I can show you them. So just like I can show you a picture of a stoplight. Like what are we debating about? It has to be officially recognized. I think that's it. I think it has to be officially recognized, like from a State Department or something like that. Oh, that's funny because it's true. I bet you. Until you show somebody, like just like with COVID. It's like people in a white coat told you that masks worked, despite fucking 100 years of science, including their own science. CDC had 2 papers that I found about masks saying how ineffective they were. Fuck. And Rochelle Walensky's out there with the, what's his name? I almost said Rand Paul. Rand Paul hates his guts. Fauci. Like, they're both wearing masks. Our president is wearing masks. Like, do you know how insane that looks to somebody who knows that they know that none of that works and they're doing it anyway? Like, that's fucked up. Like if you're one of those people like me who really think about things, and I'm like, she fucking knows, he knows 100% that these paper masks in no way stop respiratory viruses, and they might even be getting people killed because they have a false sense of security, and so they put on a mask and they go anywhere and they do anything, and they catch COVID or they catch something far worse that they wouldn't have caught if they didn't feel so confident. Like, these people are marching around with that knowledge in their head, and they don't give a fuck. That's what I'm talking about. Everything I learned from the street, man. That's true. Like, holy shit, the streets are hard knocks. White privilege. Ah! What would you rather be? Like a white male in 2023? Or like a black dude? Like, holy fuck. Like, college is a breeze. All your test scores, you don't have to get as high. You have all these grants. Like, what are you gonna put on your college application if you can? Is it gonna be a white male? Ah, shit, man. Ah. I don't even get into that because it's just, I know that they, and when I say they, I mean the billionaire class, the people who really don't have any clue, any care, any respect about people like me, people like you. they don't give a fuck. And I'm not gonna fight black people. Like like I grew up with equality. I grew up with Martin Luther King Jr. and his saying about what was it about his daughter and the being judged by the content of her character and not her skin color. And now fucking Democrats want to go back to segregation. They want to go back to all that Marxist bullshit. And people like me who just pointed out, guess what? You're a white supremacist now. You're a domestic terrorist. Like, no, I'm just some dude who just knows his country's been taken over by some evil people, but still loves his country. And I want that back. I want the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and everything. And I want to keep the good things about getting rid of slavery and the Civil Rights Act and all the good things. I want to keep, let's go forward. But now we're fucking going backwards with this bullshit. And it just is. Equity is it's racism. Like you're literally you're gonna take something from somebody and give it to somebody else just based solely not on their merit, not on how much they need it, but on their skin color because of what happened 300 years ago. Number one, that person might not have anything to do with that. And how is it relevant now? Doesn't a rising tide lift all boats? Wouldn't you want to make policies for, I don't know, fucking poor people instead of poor insert color people? Like, it's just so stupid. And I don't know any other way than voting for anyone but Democrats. They have to go. And then there has to be a very strict, thorough cleansing of the Republican Party. People like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and Dan Crenshaw, they gots to go. For decades they've been voting for these bills, and Democrats are just as guilty. And it's like, hey, do you want funding for your schools and everything? Yeah, I thought so. Well, you have to also vote for this war and this war and this war, because we're gonna integrate it and we're gonna put it together. What was it, omnibus bill or what? That's corrupt. That's evil. That's unacceptable. And they do it. And they get up every morning and they put on their suits or dresses and go and act like they're important people. And they're the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. They're dumber than me by far. Or, not dumber. They're just willing to suck that dick or take it in the ass. They're willing to do whatever it takes. Your needs as a constituent, you're in the back. With very few exceptions. And it's just like, you can just tell by the way they vote. So what's the problem? You don't go by words, man. Like, I could say all this shit, and you're like, wow, that dude sounds pretty reasonable. If I go and I say all this, and then I go and I vote for an omnibus bill, I'm a fucking asshole. I lied to you. So, hello. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for a shirt.